It's great to be back for this interesting topic about how we could do digital architecture using Zachman framework. Now, this is very interesting. In the last couple of sessions, we talked about what are the limiting factors or what are the limitations in most of the things which has a suffix or a prefix
Mm.
framework. And we deliberated more in details, so I'm going to kind of not go into today's session. And the also we had a couple of discussions about that why architecture is beyond just looking at a way the template for implementing something in the short term, but why in the context of the enterprise it should be a basis for better operation management,
Mm.
better change management, and a great tool, template, a reference for creating new opportunities. So we have talked about this more in previous sessions. Today, what going to share with you is when you look at digital architecture, what are the key components, and how we could actually apply this. Possibly, we look at a couple of specific cases. We look at one or two case studies, and very important, we're going to look at how Zachman framework basically helps us to address two most important issues that we are currently facing in the digital economy. I would say one is our ability to execute a strategy, right? A business strategy, how it's getting executed, how it's getting, how do you convert that business idea into with an IT execution and operation. And the second very important thing that possibly we are trying to manage it in a much more, unfortunately not with a great success, our ability to manage the complexity. So I'm going to talk about these two aspects, that how John's framework can be a great tool and a basis, and we're going to look at insight to some of these with few examples coming up. Now, this is kind of we all are aware and we are part of it every day, every industry. It could be a retail, it could be a bank, or it could be a financial institution, or education, healthcare. Every enterprise, irrespective of the industry they are operating, there is a very strong need for reinventing themselves and trying to find out better ways to utilize the new digital opportunities in terms of service channels, the product and service formats, or the pricing models, or the delivery options. And everyone is trying really hard to make it happen. Now, there are some common problems that we have there. One of the common challenges that I see is that how you discover and how do you ensure that these issues and challenges that we have, trying to either focus on uh, issues related to the sales and marketing, like in terms of using this as an opportunity to acquire new customer segment, or whether in terms of operation where you're looking at better efficiency and improve productivity, more automation. And these issues and challenges, basically, they don't live in isolation. Now, if you just take example here, I'm trying to make it more simpler, easy to see here. I picked up around 9 different opportunities, or these are solution need as well as demand for a CEO or a department head, or the product heads, or the IT heads, or the sales director. So you could see here, I just numbered them 1 to 9, right? So this is more customers or new customers, the desire for process improvement. There's a need for streamlining different, various range of business. Some cases we're trying to expand into new industries and new areas. Some cases, the enterprises are trying to consolidate, trying to remove all the things which is not their core asset, or trying to expand business, trying to become more profitable, trying to optimize IT investments, rationalize the portfolios, trying to build new products and services, cost savings. So what you could see here is now a couple of these issues, challenges, and opportunities, which I just listed them down. And this is what we're actually trying to do in our digital economy. Now, interestingly, what you'll find that often we are trying, these nine opportunities and solutions are being managed by nine different project directors, and each of them in turn has maybe one or a few of the projects, which basically is going to help those project director and eventually enterprise to get those benefits. Now, what we are not realizing in this entire exercise, a couple of things, right? So one thing which we're not realizing here is that these issues and challenges and opportunities, they don't live in isolation, right? There is a direct dependencies on these factors that you see right now on your screen, right? Another way, if you look at here, if you want to have cost saving, is the key to support profitability. And profitability would require that you have more customers and new customers, and that would require you expand new businesses, you compete in the new market with the new products, new digital solutions. You also need to consolidate your different product services. That also require that there is a need to improve, automate, or redesign the business processes, and that would need that different levels of optimization, outsourcing, and basically in turn, which basically going to help you the cost saving. So what you could see here is all these 30, 40, or 50 projects, right, under these 9 or 10 major heads that different department function heads are currently undertaking, is basically has a very strong dependency. That means you cannot achieve cost saving or profitability without addressing all these issues. Now, basically what it tells you in a very simple way that it's an enterprise issue. Digital transformation is not a project. It's not a one function project. It's actually assembly of several initiatives, right? Could be 10, 20, 30. It's just that one or two of them, which has a lot of technology content, possibly is taking a high visibility in the mindset of the people involved. But from an enterprise perspective, it's basically a collection of projects, collection of interdependent projects. Now, if this is, and that's why it's complex. It's so complex that it's impossible to even conceive these inside the brain of 1, 2, or 5 people. And that's exactly the most important thing that we have to look at even before you start your digital transformation, is to think about your digital architecture. Now, if you're attempting a digital transformation as a one project, I can tell you, you're going to have 500 such projects in the next 5 to 7 years, and your enterprise would look like the cities of today, which is broken. So something which looks like a great opportunity is actually going to be a biggest drag in next 34 or 36 months. And this is not a forecast. This is a reality, because everything in every industry, every time in the past, if you look at closely, you'll find that in absence of architecture, our ability to manage the complexity is pretty close to zero. And this is why getting a digital architecture upfront, of course you could do incremental, but having a digital architecture, your digital anatomy upfront, is so important before you to embark on your digital transformation. Now the next question comes then, okay, I understand what you're saying. I understand I need to have a digital architecture. So what I do, just go pick up something and I can use it. And now this is where I'm actually going to slow you down, right? I'm going to tell you, hold on, don't do anything like that, because I will tell you what has happened in the last 40 years, not